Thanks for joining us live for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. And guys, what do you think we'll be seeing from Jerryd Bayless in this one?
You know, he's kind of a slippery defender. I think that's the best way to describe him. He's a guy who has a knack to stay in front of the ball handler. He avoids picks. And it's not just strength, it's sort of savvy and guile. He just finds a way to get it done.
And his body control is something else I like about him. I'm not sure how he does it, but the way he's able to hang in the air and change his shot to get it around the defender is purely amazing.
Well, it was the Golden State Warriors winning their last game against the Jazz in Utah. And just a 2-point win there. They had to fight tooth and nail for it.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offensively. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win. Well, in many ways, the Grizzlies aren't like most teams out west. They don't try to overpower you with offense, and they don't have a superstar to lean on for big baskets at the end, but they still know how to get wins in the tough Western Conference.
Now here's Randolph. Makes the lead pass, and the shot is good. Gasol's got the first points up on the board for the Grizzlies. Memphis on defense. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
And what stands out from that game, Clark, is that they let a lot of points slip through their fingers at the free throw line.
Yep, and I think some doubt started to creep in as well when they kept missing their foul shot. Guys seem to tighten up and start alligator arming those things.
And when they did last year, Memphis would go 56 and 26 overall. And Steve, with 34 of those wins courtesy of other teams in the Western Conference.
Well, they didn't seem to play like a lot of the other teams in the West, but it didn't matter. I mean, defense, toughness, rebounding, they were who they were. They established their identity, and that's one of the reasons they became such a tough team in that conference. Well, this Warriors ownership group has really energized the franchise. They've been very proactive. They purchased the D-League team from Dakota. With plans to move them to Santa Cruz, about an hour south of Oakland. And in order to accommodate the team's home games, they built a new 3,000-seat arena in a matter of months. And ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Here is Bayless. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Clippers. Randolph. Good D by Lee. And the Santa Cruz Warriors, as they've been renamed, have been a hit. You know, Clark leading the D-League in revenue, making the D-League finals last season.
And, you know, with all of the D-League games now broadcast on YouTube, the exposure for players in the D-League is better than ever. And for the Warriors to have their D-League affiliate so close by gives them a much better opportunity to develop their young talent.
Here's Curry, following the score by Tayshaun Prince. Gets it to go.
A little touch of class there, guys. He ended that play with the finger roll.
Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. It's stolen by Curry. Fast break. Here we go. Bogut kicks to Iguodala. He dinks the rim with a two-hand slam.
Well, that's the easiest opportunity an offense can get off a steal.
Exactly. No defense for that.
Well, one thing I've always loved about Andre Iguodala is the fact that he's so unselfish. He's really probably best suited to play a point-forward role where he's handling the ball quite a bit, either in transition or in the half court at the high post. He can use his size to pass over the top of people.
Offensive rebound. A second chance effort. And Bogut with the nice basket inside.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback up.
And Bayless kicks to Allen. He feeds it to Prince. He's covered by Iguodala with the fadeaway. And another basket for Memphis. And you go back to Iguodala. Relatively judicious with his shot selection in Denver. Some have wanted him to even be more aggressive offensively.
You know, I think that's a bit misguided, Kevin. This is a guy who does everything and does it well. He's a team-first guy. He's got to stay true to who he is. I think he does a really good job of doing that. He rebounds, he defends, he passes, he provides scoring. You can't just look at his point totals and evaluate his game.
He brings a lot to the table.
A lot to the table.
What do you call stat sheet stuffer?
Yes, sir. That's him.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Mark Jackson and I spoke for just a couple of moments. He brought up Marc Gasol, a kind of sleeper player he thinks could give them trouble. Coach said he's a guy 7 foot plus, he's very skilled, can shoot and finish over either shoulder, and he doesn't shy away from contact. He's a guy you have to really pay attention to. And I've told our guys, we can't let him have a big game. Fellas, we'll see how they do against him.
Thanks, Doris. Lee, a screen on Allen. And Curry, here we go.
And that's 2 fouls for him very early in this ballgame. They'll probably have to spend some time on the bench before halftime.
And Davis is checked in for Marc Gasol. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And they're sharing the ball, too, which I love. They're piling up the assist. We're seeing great offensive movement.
Here is Bayless. He's got 5. It's stolen by Curry. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then you dump in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they want. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Jermaine O'Neal is checked in for Andrew Bogut.
Boy, it was an impressive turnaround for Mark Jackson and the Warriors last season. I mean, his promise of making the playoffs didn't come together in his first season at the Controls, but in year 2, they got it done. And I tell you what, most thought Mark would be a really outstanding coach, and he's well on his way to making that a reality.
Warriors leading by 7. Inside, Iguodala, headed by Prince. O'Neal dishes to Thompson. Here's Lee. Uses the glass that time, and it's good. Lee's got 6 points.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket.
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. And for Mark Jackson, there have been some questions. He had never spent time as a coach, even as an assistant. You know, I guess the question was, Steve, would he be able to take over the reins as a head coach?
Well, the biggest thing you want to do as an NBA coach is have your players buy into what you're selling. And Mark Jackson's been able to do that. His players believe in him. He motivates them. They like playing for him. And that's most of the battle right there.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Way too loose on that inbounds pass.
And Memphis making a change here. Koufos is checked in. It's Curry with the drive. O'Neal. Thompson outside. Golden State moving it around. Shot from 12. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Last time they met was in Memphis.
And the early foul trouble they got themselves into the last meeting between these two clubs really kind of threw off their whole game, and they never could recover. That was a bad loss.
Here is Bayless. He's got 5. Here's Koufos. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. A try by Iguodala. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And Steve said it just then. It was an ugly performance for them in that previous game. Would you agree that foul trouble was the big factor, Clark?
Well, Kevin, certainly it was one of the factors. I mean, they could have used more minutes from their starters, but there were a lot of things that didn't go well in that game.
Here's Curry, following the score by Tayshaun Prince. Thompson against Allen. They double-team Curry. Thompson passes to Lee. 5 on the clock. Here's Iguodala. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Iguodala's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
Now here is Davis. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Fires from the wing. Bayless. And it's Koufos missing.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
Yeah, and even though it's early, I mean, that's a great sign for them for the rest of the game.
Curry against Allen. Curry kicks to Thompson. Iguodala left side. Pass to Lee. Davis is out. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here.
A lot of of what Memphis has done to build its team would have to be considered taking the undervalued approach. You look at guys like Zebo, Marc Gasol, and most recently Jared Davis. Those were good players that really have found a nice home in Memphis.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Now Roten after the missed three from Douglas. And Ezeli with the block. And here's the fast break. Here's Spates. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
The Grizzlies trail by 11. Koyen, defended by Douglas. He dishes it to Roten. It's Davis on the wing. Banked in off the glass. Davis has got his first points of the night. Well, Clark just talking about Memphis. They really have taken a group of players that were thought to be non-impact roster spots, and Steve, they've turned things around with them.
Kind of comes across in the way the entire team plays. It's a blue-collar group, Kevin. Some cast-offs, guys with a chip on their shoulder, but they've got a toughness and an edge about them. And I think it's really helped this team create its identity.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball after the made shot from Bazemore. Davis, the pass to Koyen. 17-foot shot on the way. Gets it to go. 59 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Now here's Douglas. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Barnes with it. Feeds to Ezeli. No good. Great D that time from Davis. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Pass to Roten. Koyen. Pass to Roten. Takes a three. Gets the bucket. He has 5.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt. On both sides, high-octane offense.
Now here's Douglas, defended by Koyen. No good from Bazemore. Now Roten. Some solid defense from Bazemore. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Warriors lead by 6.
Coming up this Friday, November 22nd, Paul George and the Indiana Pacers go on the road to battle the Boston Celtics.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
They've done a nice job on the offensive boards here, guys, and I think that was the difference in that first quarter. Really pounding the offensive glass.
Well, they set the tone early with their mindset, their tenacity, and their hustle. I mean, that's the way they've come out, and it's served them well.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Tony Douglas out there with Kent Bazemore. And it's Bogut. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Spates in at the first one. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, even though Draymond Green was the 35th overall pick out of Michigan State, he found a way to contribute right away for the Warriors. Coach Mark Jackson raves about him, saying, quote, he has an incredible basketball IQ. That's the biggest reason why he's on this level. He absolutely gets it. He's a flat-out winner. Kevin, what a great glue guy.
He's a key cog in this young core. Thanks, Doris. Here's Lure. Rebounded by Douglas.
Tony Douglas, I thought, had a nice bounce-back season a year ago. Always a tough defender, guys, and got his shot to start falling again, which had been AWOL for a bit.
The Grizzlies trail by 6. Koyen, the pass to Roten. Koyen. He kicks to Roten. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Lure dishes to Miller. Memphis the rebound. Moves back up. Here's Gasol. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall. Warriors leading by 6. And here's Douglas. 9 points last game. And here's Barnes for 3. And that one's good. Barnes has got the first basket of the second quarter for the Warriors. And Douglas out of Florida State, more of a combo guard.
Yeah, he's not a pure point or an elite scorer, but he is good defensively. You know he's going to get that from Florida State. And I like his aggressive mentality of that end of the floor.
Stolen. Here's Hosmer. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Well, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Now that we have a moment, let's see who have been the top assist teams in the league this season. Number 5, the Warriors.
And, you know, contrary to what we see from other teams, this team really has no interest in playing selfishly. I mean, their assist numbers show what a cohesive unit they are.
Miller gets to Gasol. And there's a foul. It's on Maurice Spates. That's his first foul. So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Randolph gets the screen from Prince. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Can't make good off the screen.
And the rebounding numbers don't actually tell the whole story. I mean, they're barely ahead in that category, but when they've needed them, they've gotten them. They've really battled hard.
It's their work on the glass, Steve, that's prevented any kind of momentum swing.
Gasol with the steal. Randolph with the ball. He's picked up by O'Neal. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jermaine O'Neal. That is his first foul of the game. Kufis checked in for Memphis. Here is Bayless. He has 5. The feed to Prince. Just 5 on the clock. Another miss by Prince.
Yeah, the Warriors turnaround, I think, in large part because of the improvement defensively and on the boards last year. There was a 5 or 6 year stretch where Golden State was maybe the worst team in both categories in the entire league, but the schemes have changed, the personnel, the intent, the toughness, and it has all led to a new era for the Golden State Warriors basketball team.
Iguodala with the steal. Swiped away. Oh, and here we go. Bayless got the fast break chance. The dish to Prince. They need this one. And Jermaine O'Neal pulls it down. And back to the Warriors looking to pack the paint. If you wanted to get into a three-point shooting contest with them, well, I think they'd welcome that.
I mean, with the Splash Brothers in the backcourt, you can get sprayed in a hurry from all angles. I mean, those guys are terrific. But again, their improved defense and rebounding was a big part of their success as well.
But his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play. Even with the defender draped all over, he's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And he's very much a student of the game in terms of getting to know the tendencies of whichever player he's guarding on any given night, and then gearing his defensive game plan to do what he needs to do to stop him.
Allen, that's good.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
You know, it's funny, you look at the Golden State Warriors, they've had the 3rd best home court advantage in the league over the last decade or so. Only the Rocky Mountain teams, Denver and Utah, were better. At Oracle, it's not the altitude, it's the crowd. One of the best in all of the NBA.
Andrew Bogut checked in for the Warriors. Hits the jumper.
I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
And Clark, as you were saying about the Warriors, they really feed off this home crowd. Steve, you said maybe the best in the NBA.
I think so, just in terms of the support they get, regardless of their success. You think back over the last 16, 17 years, Warriors have only been in the playoffs twice, and yet the fans are there every single night going nuts. So now that they're a good team, I think this fan base is really going to come alive.
Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here.
As the season ramps up, Kevin, let's take a look at how the Grizzlies are doing in the team rankings. Second in rebounding, 18th in three-point shooting, and in the steals category, much to be desired there, the bottom third of the league.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Clark. And what jumps out to me is the rebounding, because when you can rebound the basketball as a team, you can stay in every game. Even if you're not shooting the ball well, you rebound, you get extra possessions, and you allow your team the ability to make a comeback.
And Curry, here we go.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Iguodala outside. Offensive rebound. And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. We'll take a look at the Warriors. Right there in 5th position, middle of the pack in the conference. And, of course, there's the Grizzlies, 3 games behind.
You know, for the Warriors, they've been playing some winning basketball here in the early going. I like what I've seen. They've showed no signs of slowing down from last season.
Well, this is a team that knows itself and knows what it's capable of. They've just got to keep working and continuing to improve.
And Bayless gets to Franklin. Randolph covered by Bogut. And Zach Randolph gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here's what Memphis has lined up on their schedule. They host the Spurs after this one. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
Boy, some really good matchups. And that San Antonio Spurs game definitely one to be checking out.
Iguodala outside. Smooth, even on a power finish like that.
Yeah, that's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And Bayless gets to Franklin. The pass to Bayless. Randolph, a screen on Curry. Clock at 4. Here's Bayless. The Grizzlies with another miss.
And out of Arizona, Jared Bayless, a slashing combo guard. His jump shot is a little streaky, but he's really good at attacking off the dribble and drawing fouls.
And Bayless stepping into that reserve role in Memphis last season.
It was really a perfect role for him, Kevin. He backed up Mike Conley, but also played alongside Conley as the 2 guard. Bayless is a combo. He can score, he can handle the ball and make decisions as well, but really kind of found his niche in the league last season.
Ed Davis is checked in for Memphis.
Well, for the Grizzlies, the 5th best record in the league last season, guys. Defeated the Clippers and the Thunder in the playoffs, but it all came to a crashing in when the Spurs swept them in the conference finals.
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Hey, guys, well, Grizzlies head coach Dave Yeager is all in on advanced stats, and that was a big reason that he became their head coach, fitting in with a new initiative from ownership in the front office. He knows his marching orders. A team that is among the lowest in three-point field goals will, in his words, look to open the floor, spread the floor, and give their bigs more room to work inside. He said, quote, other teams aren't going to have 9 dudes in the paint when Zach's trying to back down. But guys, they're still going to play inside out. He said, quote, I like three-pointers, but I love layups and free throws.
Well, Doris, it makes sense. They're tough to handle down there, and it opens up things for everyone else. Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Lee comes in for Andre Iguodala. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Steph Curry. The shot's good from Douglas. And the Warriors lead by 21.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
And Bayless gets to Allen. He passes to Bayless. And there's the call on Tony Douglas. That's his first foul. 1:52 left now here in the second. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Well, last season on the Raptors, Ed Davis was showing that he could be a solid starter in the league. Bargnani was out, and he was filling in well, but he was moved out in the Rudy Gay deal and back to the bench in Memphis.
And for Davis last season, despite a downturn in minutes, you have to be encouraged by his productivity.
Got good field goal percentage, scored at a higher rate. Coming into the league, we knew he could finish at the rim on lobs and putbacks, but the rest of his offensive game was more of a question mark. Seems to be coming around. He's a very skilled player.
Nedovic, the pass to Barnes. Douglas, down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one's good. Douglas has got 5 points now in the quarter.
He is really having a good quarter, a strong quarter, an efficient quarter, doing a lot of positive things out there.
And Bayless gets to Franklin. Dishes it to Gasol. Spates on him. Low block shot on the way. Second shot opportunity. And it's good on the way in. Davis has got 5 more.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Spates sets a screen. Here's Nedovic. They grab their own miss. Lee left side. Kicks it to Barnes. Back to Lee. Pass to Nedovic. Number 3 off target. Golden State moving the ball around. Douglas can't hit.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
And, yeah, another turnover, and we've seen this a lot today. I mean, this team has not brought it. No focus, no energy. That's why they're getting blown out.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Prince is checked in. Here's Nedovic. Lee, he's guarded by Davis. No good from Lee. Here's Bayless. Cannot hit. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided.
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's Wednesday night, and we're almost over the hump. It's a close game for the Mavericks going up against the Houston Rockets. It's even.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
A view of the Bay Bridge spanning from San Francisco over to the East Bay and Oakland. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out. And so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Allen and Prince on the perimeter. Zebo and Marc Gasol are up front. And it's Bayless in at the point guard. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Bayless has got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Grizzlies. Outside Curry. Bogut sets a screen for Curry. Jumper off the screen. It's rebounded by Memphis. Gasol's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Allen off a pick from Randolph. The drive by Allen. He feeds it to Bayless. Back to Allen. Left side Randolph. Lets it go from the wing. And he overshot that one, missing.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that's going to go their way today.
Well, he's going to keep banging those home if he gets that much space.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Allen gets to Gasol. Broke loose. It's stolen by Bogut. He dishes it to Iguodala. No good off the front iron. The Grizzlies shooting just 34% from the floor. Feeds to Bayless. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Park. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
And for the Warriors, unusual for a playoff team to be giving minutes to 3 or even 4 rookies, but that was the case last season. Barnes, Azili, Green, they brought in a rookie group with maturity and had done a good job of preparing themselves at the collegiate level, and all of them produced.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those threes,
especially when the ball was in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
Well, among the centers and power forwards of the NBA, these are the players with the softest touch around the bucket. Some terrific shooting percentages for the big men. Third is David Lee.
And you look at that list, most of the guys there have that unique combination of power and finesse. A very physical presence with an equally soft touch.
And that kind of combo blend is what can turn a good offensive big man into a great one, fellas.
That drops. And for the Warriors rookies last season, Steve, they got an early start. They were in the team gym from the earliest days after the draft.
Well, this is a club that has great chemistry. Some of that has to do with Mark Jackson. A lot of it has to do with just the quality of people that they've put on that roster. But it's an exciting young team with a good coach and a great crowd. I think the Warriors have a very bright future.
Thompson for 3. No good. Now Memphis takes it the other way. Now Bayless. He's got 10. Back to Prince. Wide open. Tries to save it. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
And while we have a chance, let's check out some stats for Steph Curry. 5th in free throw shooting. And as a distributor, he's been really effective, ranking in the top 10 in assists.
I want to take a minute here to get in a quick word about his outstanding free throw percentage. I mean, you can see how he's brimming with confidence at that line.
Iguodala outside. Lee is screen on Prince. It's Iguodala with the drive. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line. They get Marc Gasol.
Well, Iguodala moved on from the 76ers to the Nuggets last year. Now signs a free agent contract with the Warriors. It looks to be a really good fit. I mean, all that shooting around him, just with the way he can run and defend, should allow Iguodala to be the playmaker that really is his natural game.
And Bayless kicks to Gasol. Memphis moving it around. Bayless dishes to Randolph. Just 4 to shoot. He with the block. With the lead pass. And stolen by Prince. And oh, here we go. Prince has got it. The fast break chance. Randolph can't hit. And Steve, you mentioned how tough Iguodala is in transition. Great ball handler for his size. And Clark, I know you love his athleticism.
Yeah, he's really a point forward offensively, but he can finish big, and he's always putting pressure on the defense when he's in attack mode. A good ball handler and passer. His outside shooting is up and down. So I'd love to have him on my squad.
And he recovers it. Kept alive. Randolph. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
You know, he's really adept at keeping possessions alive by hitting the boards and cashing in on some of those putbacks.
And you know what? He is also relentless on the boards. He works as hard on his rebounding as anybody you're going to see.
The Warriors making a switch here. Azili's checked in. Outside Curry. Pass to Azili. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
Great looking bounce pass to set up that play.
Here is Bayless, guarded by Curry. Bayless the pass to Gasol. Roten. Back to Gasol. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. Gasol's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
Outside Curry. Lee sets a screen for Curry. And Thompson kicks to Curry. Here's Azili, and Gasol sends it back. Here is Bayless, guarded by Curry. Now Bayless. 10 points for him. And Steph Curry with the foul. That's his third foul of the game.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Tayshaun Prince is checked in for Marc Gasol. Boyan, the pass to Roten. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. Warriors leading by 16. Here's Curry, stolen by Randolph. And now the Grizzlies, fast break. Roten with the ball. Miller, and no good, trying to use the glass. Bogut kicks to Iguodala. And again, it's the Warriors missing. The Grizzlies trail by 16. Roten, no good. Great D that time from Thompson. It's Curry with the drive. Out to Thompson. Back to Curry. Passes to Iguodala. The feed to Lee. He's against Miller. 6 to shoot. A jump hook. Indeed, Lee drops it in. Lee's got 8 points.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put an extra body on him, get some help when he barrels his way in close. He's such a good finisher. He needs more than one guy to defend him.
Marc Gasol's checked in for Zach Randolph. Warriors have gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. Curry kicks to Iguodala. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession.
You know, guys, the Grizzlies a bit of a throwback team, and I like their moniker of grit and grind. It really was their identity of toughness and physicality, and I thought that's how they played, and as a result, they had a terrific season.
Bayless dishes to Roten. He kicks it to Gasol. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. But Clark, you mentioned the Grizzlies' old-fashioned style of play. There may be some changes in the offing. The new ownership group has made it a focal point to use, Steve, more advanced stats to inform their decision-making analytics.
Well, and what will be interesting, Kevin, is that, most advanced stats, advanced stat gurus will tell you you need three-point shooting. This was a very poor three-point shooting club a season ago. So I would expect them to start going more in that direction, but you can't get away from your identity, which is the low-post game of Gasol and Randolph.
Here's Roten, averaging 6 points per contest. Now the dish to Bayless. The pass to Miller. Lets it go with a 3. And that one's good.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Outside Curry. Thompson outside. Launches it. Miller grabs the miss. Miller's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here is Bayless. He's covered by Iguodala. Prince's shot is good.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
Warriors leading by 14. Curry gets the screen from Barnes. From the high post, Curry can't get it to go.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
There's the double team with Bogut. And there's Marc Gasol on the assist from Roten. And that's now 7 points for Marc Gasol.
Well, you've got to like the focus that they're showing here in the second half. I see a lot more effort as well. I mean, it's amazing when you lock in mentally, you bring some energy and intensity, things can pick up in a positive way for him. He's starting to feel it. He's in the groove here in the second half.
Klay Thompson making NBA money. I'll tell you what, he learned from his father, Michael Thompson, who played a long time in the NBA. And his dad taught him, hey, you better live on a monthly stipend. You got to save your money, son. So good advice from Pops.
Gets it to go. And that's now 9 points for Marc Gasol.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
There's 53 seconds left to play in the third. And that one's good. Barnes has got 5 now. You know, to go back, there's the cliche of the athlete who doesn't save for retirement. It's got to be a good thing for Klay Thompson to have that restraint, I would think.
And what I like, Kevin, the focus for him is on basketball and getting better. No entourage, no shopping sprees. Everything is pretty low-key and close to the vest. I mean, he's a gym rat, wants to be a great player, not interested in glamour and celebrity. He wants the ball.
I like the fact he lives on a tight budget. And, you know, as Steve was talking about, he's got some pretty good genes, pretty good bloodlines, too.
DNA isn't bad at all with Michael being the dad. The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Bayless the pass to Prince. Dishes it to Bayless. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep. 8 seconds left here in the third quarter. And Curry, here we go. Here's Bogut. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 4 assists now tonight.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right.
The NBA season pushes on.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Warriors.
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half has carried right over into the second.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those.
Warriors leading by 14. On the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. Harrison Barnes is out there with Jermaine O'Neal, and it's Curry in at the point guard. That's the Warriors 5. And Thompson kicks to Curry. Here's Iguodala, and another 3 for Golden State.
That's more like it. It's 9 points for him coming off 3-pointers in this half.
Here is Bayless. Back to Davis. It's up against Thompson. The turnaround jumper misses off the left iron.
You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Coach. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Curry with it, and it's really picking him up. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Steph Curry is virtually impossible to defend. I mean, he can hit from anywhere on the floor. In the gym range, personified with Curry. Mid-range jumpers are like layups to him. And inside, he's got the floater finger roll and the runner. You always expect his shots to go in. It's like watching a game of horse at full speed when the highest stakes are on the line.
Bayless dishes to Prince. The Warriors pull it in. O'Neal's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Steve, shooting no doubt, Curry's forte. He narrowly missed the All-Star game last season. I mean, I can't believe he didn't get elected, and he seemed to be the one glaring miss. When you watch this game, where can he improve?
I think offensively, he's got the whole package. I think it's at the other end of the floor where he can probably improve. He needs to compete a little bit more defensively, but that's tough to do when you're handling so much of the offensive load for your team. But he's got to find a little more balance, I think, between his offense and his defense.
That's good. Curry's got 4 points this quarter.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time. He didn't waste any time getting through it.
Now Bayless. Allen outside. Six on the shot clock. Kicks to Davis. He passes to Bayless. It's up a 3, and that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. Bayless has got 13 points in the second half. And so it's Golden State with it. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. It's Thompson off the drive, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Well, there's plenty to like about him as a player, but one thing that really stands out is quick trigger. He can catch the ball in space, defenders all over him, but in an instant, lets that shot go, and he is accurate.
And he's a great three-point shooter, too, especially when he lets it go from one of those corners. He doesn't miss many of those.
When you look at Ed Davis out of North Carolina, we know he can be a factor with his defense and his rebounding. I think the question with Davis is, can he be good enough offensively? Will he be able to provide scoring inside?
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Jermaine O'Neal. Warriors leading by 17. Curry attacking, gives him the lead pass. And the basket by Bogut.
And their field goal percentage continues to climb. They've really shot the ball well here today so far.
Yeah, and it's all about quality shot selection, smart shot selection. They've been very patient on offense.
Well, going back to Ed Davis, he just started playing consistent minutes, Clark, with the Raptors when the trade occurred, moving into Memphis.
Yeah, when you talk about his offensive development, Kevin, playing alongside, other skilled front court players that they've got there, I think he can get better and improve. And really, it's a nice fit. Their bulk and skill and his length and shot blocking, that could be a nice combo.
Shot clock at 6. Iguodala, defended by Allen. Iguodala with the bucket. Iguodala's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, this is what he does. Shooting it well, he's scoring a lot of their points, getting them in front.
And Bayless kicks to Prince. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. That's good.
Well, after a horrible half of shooting, they've bounced back here in the second half and picked up their shooting percentage quite nicely.
Warriors leading by 19 points. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, it's interesting, guys. Klay Thompson, as we all know, is a deadly outside shooter. But I think early in his NBA career, he struggled a bit with his touch around the rim. So it's nice to see as last season wore on, he started to find that touch around the glass and finish against bigger guys, which is much needed at the 2-guard position.
David Lee's checked in for Golden State. A leaner. Gasol, no good.
I'd rather see him just pull straight up. He went for that leaner, and it seemed to be off balance a bit.
Thompson passes to Bogut. And down it goes, jamming that one home. No challenge from the defense there, Clark. Could have put that one through any way he wanted.
And I love the choice there, partner, going hard to the hoop for that throwdown.
Yeah, that's invisible defense leading to a very visible finish.
Well, and Clark, going back to Klay Thompson, he wants to be a complete player. His dad certainly was, and, Steve, he's just not a shooting specialist.
No, he's got the size and ball handling ability to really attack off the dribble, and he's also become an excellent defender, too. Greg Popovich talked about it during their playoff series a year ago. Thompson really did a nice job at that end of the floor.
And here's a look at what's coming up for the Golden State Warriors. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game, and the next game it'll be played in Los Angeles. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Prince outside. Gasol against Bogut. Offside Gasol. Prince. Clock at 6. Back to Gasol. Pass to Prince. Nice D from Barnes.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
And Allen with the block. Here is Bayless. There's the bucket, good.
And he has picked it up here in the second half, really lighting it up now.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. Curry dishes to Barnes. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 7th assist in the game. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Harrison Barnes. Here is Bayless. He feeds it to Prince. He dishes it to Bayless. 6 to shoot. Pass to Gasol. Memphis moving it around. Here's Prince, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Prince has got 4 this quarter. Now here's Curry. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. They get Marc Gasol.
Well, Stephen Curry, really the engine that drives the Warriors offensively. And I don't know if there's a more entertaining player in the whole league than Steph Curry. I mean, he's one of the elite shooters already early in his career in league history. And he's a leader for this team off and on the court. Just very, very impressive.
Here's Bayless. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Feeds it to Curry. Passes it to Iguodala. Back to Curry. Shot clock at 6. Thompson. And again, it's the Warriors missing. And Curry last season logging heavy minutes, a good sign that he was able to hold up physically.
Yeah, despite those concerns over that right ankle, he really had a tremendous season. I thought he competed better defensively. Not the most athletic guy, but possibly the most skilled player in the league when you look at his ability to handle the ball, shoot with range, and pass.
It was great to see him get on a big playoff stage and show the rest of the country just what they've got to look forward to. Warriors leading by 23. Lee with the ball. Picked up by Davis. And Thompson kicks to Iguodala. Now the feed to Bogut. Here's Lee. Lays it up and in on a nice reverse.
Yeah, he shows us he knows how to finish with a flourish.
The Grizzlies have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. The drive by Allen. Lets it go from 11. Great positioning on the put pass. And it's 9 points for Davis.
Excellent work to turn that miss into 2 points on the tap in.
Hustle points, I believe they called it.
And great instincts, too. I mean, just anticipating where the ball is heading. Great job there, beating everybody else to the ball.
And Thompson kicks to Curry. Lee sets a screen for Curry. Leads him in there. And the jam by David Lee.
Time to turn out the lights on this game.
I think they deserve a ton of credit for the way they played here today. Truly a professional display.
And Bayless kicks to Prince. He's covered by Iguodala. Shot from 12. Prince's shot is good. Prince has got 6 here in this quarter. 1:31 left in the 4th quarter. Outside Curry. He kicks it to Thompson. There's the dish to Lee. Davis is on. Lee with another miss. Memphis has gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Allen passes to Davis. Gasol dishes to Bayless. Outside, Davis. Tipped away. Lee with the steal. Curry with it. Lee is screen on Allen. Here's Iguodala. Bogut kicks to Thompson. Curry. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Just a little bit more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate the win.
Well, they can already start to celebrate, Steve, and they should let their team hear it. They were good.
And Gasol gets it to go.
It's interesting. They're like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got energy.
You know, it's not going to change anything, though, other than to make their losing margin a little more respectable.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Curry passes to Thompson. And Gasol sends it back. Bayless dishes to Davis. Iguodala with the steal. Bogut kicks to Thompson. Here's Iguodala.